So what's up YouTube? I hope all are doing well and welcome to this video. Okay, enough of my blabbering and let's start this video. Okay, in this video I'm teaching you about how do you use umask. Okay, how do you use, what is this umask? So umask is basically used to set the default file permission mask for newly created files and directories. So it defines which permissions are removed or masked when the file or directory is created. Let's say that you are creating a file, then by default the root user has read, write, execute permission and read permission for the user and read permission for the others. So if you need to change that permissions, then you can use umask. Okay, so if I do umask and check, so it has a 002 by default. It's nothing but so read and write permission for the owner and what read only permission for the group and others. That is what the number says. Okay, so let me say that if you need to change that number, you need to specify it. So let's say that you need to specify 777 for everything. Let's create let me unset it. Let's say unset it to 0222. Sorry, not 0222, 0222. Then say unmask. Okay, it is 0022, right? Okay, now what I do, I'll create a file. Okay, file.txt. okay, let me go inside a directory. Okay, important. Let me remove everything. Okay, now I'll create a file, file.txt. okay, now I'll show the permissions. So you have a read write to root permissions. There is no execute permission for this, and read and read for user and groups, right? So you need to change this permission. What do you do for changing the permission? You do unmask. If you give 777, though the root will get what user write and execute and read write execute for user group and others. So all the people, like 3 people, user group and others, get all the 3 permission. That will be read write root. If you created a new file, let me create a new file now. That will be file1.txt. let me do ls/l. See, I created what file1.txt, that permission, and if I do unmask, then you can see 777 permissions. So it is saying that you the permissions will be masked. You can't use this file. It will be locked. So let's say that you need to do it reverse. So that you need to use 000. Then if you check the unmask, then it will be 000 only. Now if you create a file, 2.txt, now you can check the permissions is been changed. The permission is given read write for every users. So by default, I will change it back because I don't need to mess it up. By default, my masked this one will be 0022. okay, that will be write and read permission for owner and read only permission for the group and others. That is what the default permissions. So you can use this unmask to change the permission for newly created files or which file you are creating right now, like that. So let's say you need to create symbolic notations. You can use capital letter S. That will create a symbolic notation. That means you're giving a user, like in last time if we used a numeric format, that will be in numbers, right? But there is another file permission that you can use, that will be in the alphabetic format. So in that if you need to use in that format, you need to use capital letter yes. Okay, so now what I do, I'll give permission for user to write. Okay, then I'll give permission for a group to write. Then I'll give others permission for to write. Okay, now what I do, I'll create a file touch I've given 3 permissions. I have given one permission that would be write to every different user, that would be user and group and others. I have a write permission the file which is created newly, file 4.txt. so let me do ls.l. see, now you can see file 4.txt as a read permission. Okay, if you need to do plus permission, I guess you need to do plus, not minus. You need to do plus. Okay, if you do plus, what will happen? So if you need to create a new file, it will create. If you create a new file, then if you do ls, you will get file. You will get read and read permissions. Okay, that is how it works. If you need any help, you can, I'll just unmask it to 022 again because I don't need to mess it up. Okay, now fine. You can use unmask and -help, so you can see all the arguments, and you can also use what man for manual. Okay, or else you can check the versions also, I guess. Yeah, it does not have a version. Okay, that is all up in the using of what unmask command. That is all. You can use unmask command where you need to change the file permissions default. Wherever you create a new file, you can obviously change the permissions of that without changing single file. You can change it for default to all the files which is been creating, which has been newly created. That's a use of umask command. Okay, that is all up, and thank you for watching. Bye.